Sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning, the 1st of September. We made it all the way through August. Sorry about the hair, just got out of the shower. And as of right now, looking again at the possibility of another hot day today, but not quite as hot as it has been as we get a little bit of a tempering of the temperatures, so to speak. I'm meteorologist Austen Onek from the home office of the News Channel 3 Weather Center in downtown Memphis, but not quite in downtown Memphis. Taking a look at what's going on from the home office and seeing again some pretty good amounts of activity in the tropics. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. We'll also take a look and see what's going on through your weekend holiday coming up, where good conditions for driving if you need to get out and visit relatives or wherever you may be going to for recreation or for grilling in the backyard. Things are looking much better than they did just a couple of days ago. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little while. Start off with a very nice view of a little bit farther away from the Mid-South than usual, top of Pikes Peak on the Cog Railway camera from the area just up from Manitou Springs, and a lot of snow and ice on top of the peak, so some gorgeous conditions up there as of early this morning. Featured that camera on my Facebook and Twitter page yesterday, so if you'd like to see more about that, just go to my Facebook page or go to Cog Railway, that's cogrrailway.com, and find out more about their summit cam. Also a little bit on the chilly side out there, taking a look around at the area for Mars, the view from the couple of days ago, about 3 days ago. Temperature on the surface of Mars of the Curiosity rover was 34 degrees. That actually is a pretty good heat wave for Mars, and a low temperature of minus 92 degrees Fahrenheit. So rather on the chilly side out there. If you'd like to see more weather on Mars, all you have to do is go to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory Mars rover website at mars.nasa.gov and find out more about the remote or rover environmental monitoring station for weather on another planet, also known as exometeorology. Coming up right now, seeing again not much of anything in the way of earthquakes in the Mid-South over the last 24 hours. Things have been decently quiet on the New Madrid fault line, so good news on there. Likewise on traffic, the usual backups occurring as we record this at their usual locations, back around I-240 in Mill Branch, back to around I-240 at Walnut Grove, and as per usual, a lot of backups taking place a little bit toward the area of the flyover and into around the rest of the Mid-South this morning, so definitely want to think about some alternate routes. Likewise, on the way home, could be a little bit of a problem out there. We'll talk about why in just a little while. Mississippi River, downtown Memphis, not doing too bad. Taking a look at our Cotton Exchange camera overlooking Mud Island and the rest of the Mid-South. The Mississippi River is showing again a little bit of a rise into the next couple of days, showing numbers heading upwards again to about 9.4 feet by early Monday morning. So not doing too bad where it comes to current stage on the Mississippi River. Not seeing any flooding taking place there. And if you'd like to see any of these webcams in and around the area, all you have to do is go to WREG.com/webcams to see what is going on in and around the rest of the Mid-South and points beyond. Numerous cameras on the WeatherBug network out there. And for weather information that is, again, just live real time and coming to you with tons of information out across the area, just go to the same web pages and you'll be able to get more information about what's going on out there, including a list of all the stations in the News Channel 3 viewing area currently in the lower to mid 70s across much of the Mid-South. So not exactly cool, but a lot cooler than what it has been out across much of the area. Rainfall in the Mid-South. Hermine, a tropical storm down into the Gulf of Mexico. Looks like it's not going to be a problem for us, but we will see the chance of a few showers taking place. And as of right now, we're seeing a few showers back to the west of us in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. A little bit of activity trying to pop up in northwest Arkansas from Ozark back to Fort Smith and into around eastern Oklahoma, but really not that much taking place directly in the News Channel 3 viewing area. Rest of the day today, what's left of a stationary front is going to head to our south, and that is going to guide what is left of Hermine in the next few days, making its way on down toward the Gulf of Mexico. And with high pressure sitting north of us, that's going to be doing a very good job of making certain that we get some very cool and dry air for this time of the year. We'll be looking for the possibility of some nicer numbers coming our way under the full influence of that high pressure dry air from Canada and off the Great Lakes and even over areas of Hudson Bay. Doing a very good job of keeping things very nice, but that stationary front is going to be the main thing, to where that's going to guide Hermine back toward the northeast, toward the Outer Banks. So if you're heading down toward the Gulf Coast, the East Coast, or either coast of Florida, this is going to be something you're going to want to watch out for And remember, those hurricane evacuation signs are there for a reason in case this gets a little bit worse out there. We'll be watching this with a lot of interest to see if it starts moving its way a little bit farther back to the north and to the west. So stay tuned to News Channel 3 for updates there. High temperatures today, not as hot as they could be. Mid to upper 80s, looking very nice across the area for today. No real heat index numbers to talk about. Lows tonight, haven't seen some of these numbers for a while. Lower 60s. Over areas north and along of Interstate 40, south of I-40, still in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Friday looks gorgeous. Temperatures in the lower 80s for highs. Beautiful conditions out there, especially for Friday night football. Temperatures around football kickoff time, maybe a little warm, mid to upper 70s, but doing quite nice out there where it comes to the numbers on football games. Saturday's highs, again, a little on the warm side, but not bad, just below normal, mid to upper 80s for high temperatures. Lows Saturday night, comfortable, back in the lower to mid 60s, upper 60s for the News Channel 3 central area in Shelby County. Sunday's highs a bit warmer, back in the upper 80s to around the lower 90s. Heading into Sunday night, lows back again, the upper 60s to lower 70s, pretty typical for this time of the year. And Labor Day Monday, back into the lower 90s out across the area. That is spot on normal for this time of the year. Chances for rainfall, not really seeing too much of anything in the morning or the afternoon or for Monday evening either. As we go into next week, could be the possibility of some more problems for Monday night. Ending the holiday for a foreshortened work and or school week, lower to mid 70s out there. And Tuesday's highs, once again, right where they should be, back in the lower 90s with a stray chance of a shower or thunderstorm as we go to the rest of Tuesday. All right, tropics, looking at Gaston, a hurricane now down to a Category 1. It was a Category 3, a major hurricane yesterday, moving out into the North Atlantic, so not a problem there. The remnants of Tropical Depression number 8 never made it to tropical storm status, winds of 30 miles per hour, and that's also wandering northeast, so that's going to be off of New England and the Canadian Maritimes pretty soon. Hermine is a tropical storm and expected to possibly become a hurricane as we get into around tomorrow morning or so. So this could come ashore as Hurricane Hermine. And there are hurricane warnings up for a good portion of the Florida Big Bend area. So if you're heading that direction, something to think about. Currently out into the Gulf, but this is going to be making landfall by tonight into early tomorrow morning, traveling up the coast. And remember that around these centers of circulation, these tropical storms, they rotate counterclockwise, which means they're going to be drawing in a lot of moisture from off the Gulf and from the East Coast and dumping them from Florida all the way up into southeastern Virginia around the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay. So that could cause a lot of concern for the rest of the holiday weekend. And if you are traveling that direction, it looks like it's going to be kind of wandering as it gets off the East Coast. So this could wind up being a soaker for the East Coast states. That could mean delays, that could mean backups, that could mean travel changes, and all kinds of other problems. So definitely want to keep it tuned to News Channel 3 for more on what Hermine decides to do at this point in time. This is, again, a situation that doesn't seem to be too bad for right now. And if you're heading to somewhere like Houston, Corpus Christi, New Orleans, Mobile, you may think, oh, well, nothing to worry about. Well, yeah, there is. Again, this storm system, this is a suggestion as to where this thing could go. This thing could wander back a little bit farther to the west. Now, the main thinking is it's going to be going anywhere in this white shaded area, this cone zone of uncertainty, so to speak. So this is the area you need to be watching out for. But if you're heading anywhere nearby this, down toward Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, down toward the Crescent City, Mobile, Gulfport, anything like that, keep an eye on this storm and to weather throughout the rest of the tropics. And we will definitely be keeping our eye on that for you. How's the rainfall situation looking? Well, for us, not that much, but a decent amount of rainfall, and we're talking half a foot for portions of the Big Bend area of Florida and for the Carolina and the Carolina coastline from the Outer Banks into around down toward southeastern South Carolina. That's where we're seeing the heaviest rainfall. Not the worst amount of rainfall that could be happening. We're not looking at a foot or anything like that, but bad enough and enough to probably cancel some Labor Day plans just for safety's sake, or at least postpone them anyway. African solar eclipse. The new moon is today, and the moon is going to be passing in front of the sun over Africa a little bit later on. It's called an annular solar eclipse. It's not going to be a total one. It's going to be just a little bit of the sun left over in sort of a ring right around the area close to Tanzania and right off of Madagascar, just north and east of Zambia, down to around just north of South Africa. So good opportunity to see this online. The SLU Space Telescope will be showing what this looks like, and definitely a time to tune in and see what's going on for some really great astronomical events. Tonight is going to be, again, a little bit brighter pass of Space Station Tiangong-1, the Chinese space station. It's been abandoned, and it will be crashing to Earth at some point in time in a controlled bring down. But as of right now, if you want to see it for one last time over the next several weeks and months as they decide where and when to bring this satellite down to Earth, it is going to be visible just barely going through Bootes, the Shepherd constellation, and that, again, about 8:50 this evening, heading through Hercules and going down toward Aquila the Eagle. So if you'd like to see the space station, the Chinese space station, good opportunity there. That's going to be about the brightest thing in the sky for later on tonight, and anything else going to be kind of difficult to spot with all the heat and humidity out there. Drop by my Facebook page at facebook.com/Austen Onek, WREG. And also don't forget to check out my Twitter page at twitter.com/Aonic _WREG3 for more information there as well. Throughout the rest of the day today, we'll be monitoring the tropics to keep an eye on what's going on down that direction. Could be signs of Ermine strengthening a little bit later on. And of course, we'll keep you updated on News Channel 3 live at 9 with Todd Demers, and at noon with him as well. And News Channel 3's Jim Jaggers and Tim Simpson will be on Alan First at 4. So tune in there. Questions, concerns, comments, any ideas about what you would like to see on here, let me know about it at austin.onek@wreg.com. And I'll be glad to discuss that with you. Again, if you have any ideas about what to feature, making this your broadcast, weather blog, whatever you want to call it, this is, again, a good opportunity for you to learn more about that and let me know what you want to see so you will keep tuning back in. That'll do it for this edition of Weather Overtime. I'm meteorologist Austen Onek. Thanks for joining me for the latest edition, and stay tuned to News Channel 3 on air and online for more information.